listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Basketball Wives LA After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Basketball Wives LA After Show.
Yay! Hello, guys. We are back. Bing is, of course, for doing, and we are back at the AFTERBUZZ Studios doing another after show for our favorite show, Basketball Wives LA. As always, I am here, Rebecca Prince, and I have my lovely co-host with me today.
Got Spicy Muddy in the building, keeping it hot for y'all. And straight across from me is...
Hey guys, Fallon Mercedes. How you guys doing? Today was another great episode, wasn't it?
It's another good episode. A little bit of a filler episode today, but of course, you know, the big topic last week, we had Jackie Christie on the show, and then this week, you know, once again, the show was all about Jackie and about Jackie's wedding specifically this time. We finally got to see wedding number 17 come to fruition, and you know, everyone seemed to have a good time except for Drea, who didn't show up as usual. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting wedding, to say the least. As we know, you know, Jackie talked about it last week. They wanted to do it, her and Doug, to kind of support gay rights, and you know, so we see that sort of take place. We see Laura show up in what appears to be drag with her control top pantyhose showing, but it was, you know,
I think that went with the outfit, because I think that's something that drags would do. You know, they go over the top, excessive this, excessive. To me, I don't think Laura would really go out like that, but it was just for the fun of being in drag.
No, totally. But I mean, I've seen drag shows, and there are plenty of pantyhose that don't have the control top. So she could have easily just gone and gotten regular pantyhose and worn her little bodysuit. She looked great. I mean, yeah. I thought she looked good.
She was the prettiest drag queen we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But she also was I think that she was doing it for the attention. I'm sorry.
Definitely.
I've been saying this entire season that I feel like Laura's trying to get more sound bites in there. She's trying to get more camera time, and she's also trying to still poke, I think, low-key at Jackie, and I think this was another opportunity for her to come to her wedding and steal a little bit of that thunder from underneath her.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Laura this season. Before, I thought she was nice, she was genuine, and with each episode, I feel like she just gradually progresses, not into crazy, but into, I don't know if she's playing up too much for the cameras. And now I'm starting to feel like I don't know who she really is. Like, you know, Bambi was saying how she feels that she's throwing a little shade towards her. You see her throwing shades towards her own sister, then to Jackie. It's just like, you know, what's really going on? Are you doing this just for the cameras, or you being back with your boo? Is there, you know, there's not a happy home, so you're taking it out on the show?
You know what? I'm gonna play devil's advocate, I guess. I like Laura this season more so. I think she's hilarious. I mean, you know, she definitely, I don't know, you know, a lot of the girls are complaining. Bambi says she's fake. She doesn't mess around with fake girls. She doesn't know if she can trust her. But for me, I think it's funny. Like, I think Laura goes into every situation kind of trying to have fun or make light of it.
Yeah.
You know, she knew Jackie was having a gay wedding, so she wanted to be in drag like the rest of the people, because I mean, although it seemed pretty tame, I mean, I kind of expected a little more flamboyancy if you're having, you know, a wedding in a gay bar with
Did you think it was
the dancers?
Yeah,
I thought it was
Soleil-ish.
Yeah.
And it seemed pretty, tame.
I almost thought that Jackie could have worn, you know, for her wedding what Laura wore.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
it was too traditional.
Jackie's choice. It looked like an old school kind of wedding. You know, not old school in the sense of year, but old school in the sense of traditional wedding dress. And I just thought that she was going to be over the top and extra. Her makeup was very natural, and hair didn't look like it was too extravagant. I mean, she dresses up more, I feel like, when she's doing her, what is it? Not confidentials, but what are they called? Confessionals than she did at her own wedding. But I mean, overall, I thought the wedding was nice, though.
Yeah, it was nice.
I didn't feel the gayness. I didn't
Besides it being at the gay club,
I didn't feel and her tattoo, which was, what did you guys think about that?
Well,
that was kind of crazy.
You thought that it was inappropriate. She lifted her dress, right?
I mean, one we saw a few weeks ago, we saw her get the tattoo with Drea, and then, you know, she lifts up her dress in the middle of the bar to show Doug her tattoo, and granted, she gives us a little nugget that 30 days before, you know, 30 days before their wedding, they're not intimate with one another. But
maybe that's why she was talking all that girl mess, like, you know, giving girls the side eye, and maybe, you know, if she wasn't married, she'd be interested in girls because she hadn't gotten any in so long.
I don't know.
Whose rule is that? Why are you choosing 30 days before? And this is every year. It's not like it's the first time you're getting married. This is 30, you know, it's like, come on now, it's what, 17th wedding? They're going to continue doing this 30 days before the wedding?
Now, guys, we do have a caller on the line, and we have a special guest. I believe this is Bambi calling in. Bambi has been making a big splash this season on the show, and she was going to come into the studio, but, you know, some conflicts happened, so she's calling in. We're going to talk to her, see how she feels being the new kid on the block and all that. So let's patch her through if we can do it, Marissa.
I believe we have her.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Bambi. Welcome to AfterBuzz.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for calling in. So you're the newest, you're one of the new cast members this season. Tell us a little bit about, you know, how you got involved. I know Malaysia's one of your childhood friends, how, you know, why you wanted to come on this show, and how the experience has been so far for you. I mean, for the most part, everybody seems pretty welcoming. We know you and Brooke have your issues, but how's it been being the new kid on the block?
Well, like, as you said, Malaysia and I are childhood friends, and I just figured if there was anybody who could give any real insight to that life of being a basketball wife, it's me. I'm her best friend. I've been there with her through the beginning, you know, from the beginning to now. And so that's how I came aboard. And, I mean, it's okay. Being a part of this cast or just being around Malaysia's other friends is it's always hard for me because we live two totally different lives and we get each other so much, but it's her friends that don't really get me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we had Jackie in the studio last week, and Jackie was singing your praises. She loves you. She was telling us, you know, how you're kind of one of her favorite, most real girls on the show. And Jackie's such a controversial character. So why do you think you two clicked and hit it off so well together?
Well, I'm the type of person who, like, I don't really judge anybody, and I wanted to see who Jackie was as a person and for myself. I've heard everything from everybody, but when I met her, I instantly just, like, I was like, oh, my God, there's something about her that I really like. She has a really sweet, genuine spirit, and, I mean, she has her moments where she does what she does, but that's just who she is. But overall, she's a great person. I love Jackie.
Yeah, I can agree with you. We had her in the studio last week, and I just loved her. And it's crazy how, you know, how people can be portrayed on the show. Well, maybe not crazy. Maybe everybody has different sides, or that's just how the producers want to edit it. Now, you being on the show this season, you know, watching yourself, do you think they portray you in the right light, or do you feel that they showcase a different side of you?
They pretty much, they get who I am. I mean, what you see is what you get for the most part. I'm not really a petty person. I don't really dwell on issues in real life, but, you know, for the show, you have to do that, or else it'll be dry. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things that I would not say anything about in real life, I have to kind of comment on those things on the show. Like, well, I don't like that she did this. I may feel that way, but, you know, in real life, I probably wouldn't say it out loud. Like, you know, just let things go.
You're having to be
a
more
little bit more passive, you know?
Right.
What's funny is that this past weekend when we had Jackie in the studio, we were telling her that we noticed that, you know, her and Laura seem to be getting along and friends, but then behind her back and the other girls, Laura would be saying little snarky remarks and comments and talking, kind of trash talking. And this episode today, you actually confronted her about her remarks that she's been making. And I thought that that was pretty interesting because that was very bold of you as the new girl to be that upfront, because usually we see new cast members wanting to be so liked and well received. And that was also a portrayal of your realness.
Right. And the thing is, I don't really care about being liked. Malaysia's my friend. She loves me, and that's really all that matters to me. But outside of that, I just can't coexist with the fakeness. You know, I have to call it how I see it. And Laura was doing some fake shit, so I had to just call her out. Like, you being real fake right now. I can't roll with you. So...
Now, do you think,
it is what it is.
did you watch the first season of the show? Were you a fan of the show? I mean, obviously with Malaysia on it, were you sort of keeping track on how season 1 went before you jumped into season 2?
I watched, and I was so tense every time it came on, and I was just so tight, and I couldn't really enjoy the show because I was just so worried about how Malaysia was going to be portrayed because, you know, she is a great person, and I didn't want people to think because of that fight with Laura that she was just you know, just animal, basically. So, but I kept up with it.
Yeah, with that said, because you said, you know, you mentioned the fight with Laura and Malaysia last season, so did you already kind of come into this with, you know, a skewed version of Laura or what you thought about her?
I did, but Malaysia had made it very clear that she and Laura became friends and it was over, so I was willing to let it go. I'm like, okay, you know, you're a grown woman, you guys are friends now, and you're the one who had to fight with her, so if you're telling me to let it go, I don't have anything else to say about it. I'm going to just let it go. But, you know, naturally, that's my friend, so I was very, very protective of her. And I had little, you know, reservations about Laura.
Now, on, you know, the show today, it was really heavy about Jackie's wedding. If it wasn't, you know, the actual wedding, it was kind of everybody meeting up to talk about the wedding. The wedding seemed pretty tame to us considering, you know, it was at, you know, a gay bar in Hollywood, and it was in honor of gay rights. We were kind of expecting a little bit more. Was there more that went on at the wedding that the viewers really didn't see today?
Not much. I mean, we just partied. We had a good time. We danced with the gay guys, and we were like in a little cage and stuff. But I mean, it wasn't out of control. It was actually very nice.
Well, that's good. Yeah, Jackie, 17 weddings. I don't know how she keeps coming up with these ideas.
I don't either, but you know what? I'm not even, you know, being any kind of way biased or anything, but I really love the idea of her having all these weddings every year. Like, I think it's a great idea.
Now, another question that I have to ask, just because I'm super nosy and I follow the show. Obviously, we know you and Brooke have a little bit of tension and a little bit of history together. Who is this mystery man who is giving all these gifts while he was her boyfriend? Can you tell us?
We can't even speak on this mystery man, but he definitely exists, and the presents are real.
And is he a baller? Is he a basketball player?
You know, he a baller in terms of the money.
The financial aspect.
That's all I'm going to say.
And what kind of gifts were you getting? Was this clothing, shoes? What was it?
Oh, everything. Clothing, shoes, like, you know, money.
And are you still friends with him now?
Huh?
Are you still friends with him or in contact with him now?
Oh, yeah, we cool. We still friends.
He's still buying you stuff?
Like, I don't have
She's like, I got my own money.
Yeah, I'm super cool with him to this day. Like, he kind of eased up on the presents, but, you know.
Well, they haven't spoke on it. They haven't spoke on it on the show, but are you currently dating anyone?
I am. And
spit it out.
Do tell.
I am dating someone, but you know, it don't really have anything to do with the show. It's
okay, so you're saying saying he is a basketball player or not a basketball player?
You know, look, y'all off the chain right now for that.
Well, we have to ask because listen, I mean, you can't see us because we're in the studio, but I'm a tall girl. I'm 5'10", and I saw you on TV, and I was like, dang, she is tall. So it kind of, for me,
I think... You know what time it is then. I'm 5'11". I can't have no little bitty boobs around here.
That's what I was alluding to. So I figured, especially you like to wear the high heels. He has to be a tall dude, and, you know, there's
tall and fine and rich.
And that being said, you know, you are dating somebody, and it sounds like you're very happy. Will we be seeing him in any upcoming episodes of the show?
No, absolutely not. and I apologize for that. But I really came on the show as Malaysia's friend and not like a basketball wife. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just two totally different things. And I know it's a lot of questions about that. Like, why is she on the show? She's not a basketball wife. But my best friend is, and I am a part of her life every day. So, you know, it was only right to get that part of her life.
Well,
as
how did you get on the show? Did the producers present it to you, or did Malaysia ask you to come on kind of as her best friend? Because we don't see too many of the other girls bring their best friends on.
Right. Well, as you can see, this year Malaysia is a huge part of the storyline, you know, and I think they just wanted to get more of her and more out of her, because last year she was kind of, you know, she didn't really say too much.
Right.
But with me being there, it just allowed her to be a little bit more comfortable and have a voice. So, you know, that's what the whole thing was about.
Now, last week we saw you do your showcase, your rap showcase. So tell us a little bit about your music, where people can find it, what your sound is, because they didn't give us a whole lot to go on, and they were focused more on Jackie crying in the corner.
But you look good, girl.
Yeah, definitely didn't get a whole lot of it, but I've been living in Atlanta for the past 3 years, and this is pretty much where my whole movement and everything started. But I have a couple mixtapes out. One is actually called Shimmer, and the other one is called Bamlana. And it's kind of a mixture of the South, like with their beats, and then my whole West Coast swag. And it's a real, like, boss chick music, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I represent, chicks out here grinding, getting their own money, doing their own thing.
Jackie was on the show saying last week how you guys might be collaborating, because we know that she has a single out as a singer. Is that true?
That is very true. And I was so surprised at how the song was that Jackie had. I'm like, I thought she was getting ready to be making a mockery out of this music thing, so I was a little scared. But when I heard the song, I was very impressed, and I am really big on music. Like, I'm never going to let anybody make a mockery out of this, because this is my job, my livelihood. So, yeah, I mean, we got something coming for you guys real soon.
So Basketball Wives might be going on tour then.
Maybe.
That's awesome.
Now, you know, we also saw on this episode Laura sort of, you know, set up a whole hang gliding day, and you went because you said you didn't trust her. What, you thought that she was going to send Malaysia up in the sky and not let her come down?
You know, like, I just really don't know. And that's how my mind works. When Malaysia's like my little baby, you know, in my head, I'm like, this is my little boo. Like, she's so soft-spoken, and sometimes she can be a little, like, she let things slide too easily. But when I'm there, I can pick up on little things that people do, and I just wasn't having it from the beginning. I'm like, wherever you at, I need to be there, because I don't really trust these chicks at all. So if they got something to say, I need to handle that, because you have, like, you're a wife, you're a mother, and, you know, you have this cute, sweet little image, which she is very sweet and cute, and so I can handle everything else.
It seems that with your friendship with her, that you'll always have her back, and that you guys have, you know, a real friendship. Is there anybody else on the show that you have a real friendship with?
At this point, I wouldn't say a real friendship, but I really have grown to love Jackie and Drea, and it doesn't matter how long I've been friends with anybody. Like, if I say you're my friend and, you know, I mess with you, then that's just what it is. I'm going to be the same. You know, I'm not going to be like, this person gets more love than that person. If you're my friend, you're my friend. And that's just, you know, that's how it is with me. Loyalty is very important.
And how does that work out? Because that must be hard, because we see the beef between the both of them. And, you know, it seems like Jackie wants someone to choose sides, and so does Drea. So how do you work that out to be good friends with both of them?
Well, I just let them both know. Like, I'll spend my time with Jackie, and she'll talk a little shit about Drea, and I may shut her down, you know, and say, oh, it's okay, like, whatever. I may laugh with her a little bit. But then when I talk to Drea, I'll make a joke out of it, like, girl, well, Jackie said this, and, you know, I just try to make light of it, because I feel like it's really petty, you know? Like, it's not like nobody is killing each other or doing, you know, it's really petty, so I just kind of make light of it.
What's been the biggest challenge about coming on the show for you? I mean, you know, it's one of those shows that people really love it, but then last season with sort of the Miami Basketball Wives, there was also a lot of backlash. Did you have any reservations sort of going into the show at all?
Oh, of course I did, because, you know, I've been doing my thing as an artist, and I didn't really want my fans that I've already had, you know, before this show to kind of see me in this light. I mean, it was just kind of weird because I do things differently when I'm not with Malaysia. You know, she has her life, which is, you know, going to shop and do all those things. And then that's not really, you know, I do that with her, but I'm bored. I'm like, let's go to strip club. You know, that's my life. And so I didn't really want people to look at me and like, okay, well, she's like faking a little bit because this ain't what she does.
Right.
So I had a lot of reservations about going on the show just because, you know, I've already branded myself as an artist, and I did want people to, you know, see me for who I really am.
Do you feel like the show has, like, in any way at all enhanced your career, your music career?
You know what? It's kind of hard to say right now because it's so early on. But, you know, before this show, I was booking shows and appearances and doing all that. But my fan base has broadened. But I think those are just fans of the show, you know what I'm saying, and not necessarily fans of me as an artist because they haven't really seen me, you know, do my thing on this show because I haven't gotten that chance.
Now, you've said a couple times, you know, that Malaysia's your girl and you guys have known each other forever, and she really is a basketball wife. I mean, of course, there's the perks of being a basketball wife, like the shopping trips and all that. But what would you say, just based on, you know, seeing what she's gone through is, you know, because everyone assumes that being a basketball wife is glitzy and glamorous. But what do you think is one of the biggest challenges as a basketball wife? Is it having your husband away? Is it worrying about the women? I mean, what's the downside to basketball wife life?
I think it's, you know, the thing about being away from your husband and also balancing your family life with your life, because some of these women don't have lives, and that's why I commend Malaysia, because she is the queen of balancing. Like, she does everything, and she does it well. Like, you know, she has her kids in order, her husband is in check, you know, she does her thing, her career, like, you know, she spends time with her friends. She just does it all, and that to me is like the hardest part, because I know not everybody is strong as she is. Obviously, that's why these bitches is failing in their marriages and their husbands is all over the place in the tabloids and, you know, whatever. But just being able to balance all that is tough. I could never do it. Like, I'm having fun right now. I'll date whoever. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, like, I do my own thing. Yeah. I'm not getting ready to be holding nobody down. That's just not my character.
Understandable. Now, like, back to the hang gliding, because that was a big part of the show. How was that fun, or was it more exciting in person? Because the hill looked kind of babyish, and then
it seemed like really hard for you guys to do. Yeah, it was a baby hill,
and I think, like, Laura did that just because it was our first time, and she didn't want us to be intimidated by it, like a big, because I probably would not have done it because I'm afraid of heights. But it was actually pretty fun. Like, I would have never done anything like that.
Now, why do you think that Laura planned that for you guys? I thought that was kind of random to see her plan this girls, you know, outing out of nowhere. Do you think that there was anything behind that? She had anything up her sleeve? She's trying to win you guys over? Or, you know, she sees maybe, you know, you guys are starting to separate in the friendships? Like, what do you think that was about?
Yeah, I think she was reaching. On top of Malaysia wanting to be more adventurous this year and doing all these new things. But outside of that, I think, you know, she's just reaching for ways for, you know, all of us to come together. Because she saw the money team spending so much time together in Malaysia. She had to try to bring herself in a little bit.
That's almost what it looked like. That's the impression that I got as well.
Now, when Jackie was on the show last week, she kind of gave us a hint of what to expect, like people that might not be liked on the show, and was just dropping some hints here and there. Is there any hints that you can give us and your fans and the viewers of what to expect?
What do you mean, what to expect?
Like,
I'm sorry.
Okay, so when Jackie was here, she was saying that, you know, people are going to start to give Laura the side eye. Is there anything else that we can expect on the show that we might not know yet?
And she, you know, sort of teased her fight with Brooke and things like that. So is there any, like, real big momentous events that you're part of that fans kind of need to watch out for?
Well, I just think people need to keep an eye on Laura and her antics. Like, I don't think people are gonna take very well to all this behind the back stuff she's doing, and it's just fake, and it's stupid, and it's childish, and I just think overall that's going to be something that's going to turn a lot of people off.
It looks like she's rubbed you the wrong way a few times, but you're trying to be cool with her. What about her sister Gloria? How do you feel about Gloria?
I haven't had too much interaction. I haven't been around her too much, but I don't fucking like her either. Whatever.
That was an exclusive.
Y'all heard it first.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Now, just real quick before we continue on talking to Bambi from Basketball Wives LA, we just want to encourage all of our iTunes listeners, of course, to go to iTunes and rate and comment on our after show, because we love to hear what you guys think, and we want to know what you guys are talking about at home, because we're all fans of the same show. Also, tell a friend. The more listeners, the better. And, you know, it only takes a minute, so make sure you rate, comment, and, of course, you could always call us and tweet us and, you know, give us the questions that you want to ask the cast members, because we have a lot rolling through this season.
I have a question for you. What show are you watching right now? Are you a big reality fan, or what's your favorite TV show?
Outside of Basketball Wives, I love T.I. and Tiny's show.
That's a good one. And do you know them? Because you're from Atlanta, correct?
No, I'm not from Atlanta. I live here, though.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
But do you ever see them around the way at the club?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Do you ever see T.I. and Tiny around the way in Atlanta, out at the club?
Oh, yeah. Of course. I've seen them out a whole bunch of times.
What about Stevie J and Jocelyn?
I've never seen Stevie J and Jocelyn. I saw them in L.A. one time, but in Atlanta, I've never seen them out.
That's so funny. I was there a couple weekends ago.
But I was a fan of that show,
Benzino.
Benzino from Boston, where I'm from.
Strip club.
Wow.
Don't ask me what I was doing there.
Now, the other big sort of topic from tonight's show was, of course, you know, everyone getting invited to Brooke's pool party. We didn't get to see a whole lot of it. So what happened at the pool party? What's going to go down that we're going to be seeing next week?
Let me see.
Do you show up? Do you end up coming through with Malaysia, or did you decide to skip the whole event in general?
Oh, you know what? From the show tonight, you actually, I guess, I don't know if you guys missed it, but I did say that I was going to come with Malaysia because, you know, really she talked me into it. And outside of that, it's the summertime. It's a pool party. I love pool parties. I love looking at women in bikinis. I love, you know what I'm saying, just chilling by the pool and doing all that. So I'm like, whatever. I'm coming to the party, girl. I don't care that we don't like each other. I'm coming to the party.
Now we see a little, I guess, frustration, or I don't know. There was a little tension between Jackie and Drea. We see Jackie putting on her sneakers, you know, kind of putting on a show, but we don't see if something really goes down. For you and Brooke, did anything go down? Did you feel the tension at all? How was the interaction being at her birthday pool party?
It was definitely a lot of tension. I showed up at the girls' party. What would you do if a chick that you didn't like showed up at your party? It was turned up in there, and that's really all I can say about that. But it was super turned, and it's going to be a great episode.
Now, how
y'all going to probably go ahead.
Oh no, we're going to lose our minds. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I was going to say you guys are probably going to get everything you've been waiting for.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
okay.
I think that was another AfterBuzz exclusive.
Right. So my question is, how would you react if the shoe was on the other foot? Because that is an awkward situation and not the most respectful. You showing up to someone's birthday uninvited.
Very disrespectful.
But did you have any reservations? Did you come correct, or were you all in her face?
I mean, I came how I come, and, you know, that's just real. That's just what I do. But
bold.
If she would have showed up to my party, oh, my gosh. It would have been some tables, chairs, flip people. The show probably would not have gone on, you know, and I just call people out. You know, I'm disrespectful. I show up to your party. What you going to do?
Do you think you guys will ever end the beef, or whatever it is that you guys having going on? Will the tension ever end between the two of you?
At this point, no. It's going to go on forever because I don't really like fake. You know what I'm saying? Brooke, at this point, she's fake. and she had some problems and some issues with me, and she didn't really want to resolve them. She just tried to, like, sweep them under the rug, like, oh, no, we don't have an issue. Okay, bitch, if you want to be fake about it, then, you know, we never going to get nowhere.
Well, she seems to be accusing you of being kind of salty that she blocked you from Twitter. Is that part of the reason, or you think it's just all about this guy?
Come on, man. It's about the guy. You know that. Like, you're a woman. So if your guy was, like, buying presents for another woman, you would feel some kind of way, too. But initially, the whole thing was I had told her, like, okay, if this is your boo, for real, like, I will fall back. You know what I'm saying? Because he's nothing to me. Like, we haven't even run on a real date. And so she was like, nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's whatever. Ain't no problem. So then the next thing I know, she mad at me again. Like, she blocking me. She talking mess behind my back. So I'm like, oh, okay. So there was something there. You should have just let me know from the beginning.
Right. But if she was willing to sit down with you and work things out, would you be willing to talk about it with her?
At this point, probably not.
You're always beef like that.
You're just over it. You're over it, right?
I'm over it. It's stupid. Whatever. You know, she say it ain't no problem, so whatever, girl.
Well, so besides the music career, I mean, what else do you have going on that fans can, you know, follow or check out? Where can they find your music if they do want to get a little bit more into it, since we only got a tease last week?
Yeah, you can, actually I have like 1,000 videos on World Star and YouTube, and you can just search Bambi or Lipstick Gang. And then I have a mixtape that just came out on Live Mixtapes, and it's called Shimmer. So go to livemixtapes.com and type in Shimmer.
Very cool. Well, we will definitely be checking that out. And I mean, you know, overall, you do seem like a great addition to the cast this year. You're definitely livening things up, and you're keeping it real along the way, which I think everybody can kind of appreciate in this whole Basketball Wives reality that they've created over there at VH1.
Girl. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, you know, they're kind of dry sometimes, and I'm like, y'all just
trying to liven
have
things
some
up.
fun, drink something, do something.
Well, keep calling people on their ish. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
about
thanks
you on
for
the
being
show.
real.
We needed that element.
Thank you, guys.
And thanks so much for taking the time out to call us and talk with us, because we've been trying to figure out sort of where you came into the mix and what's been going on, but we do like you very much on the show so far.
Oh, thank you so much.
And if you can, you're welcome anytime to come to the studio when your schedule permits. We would love to have you in here.
Yeah, you and Malaysia can come tag team action.
I'll be in LA like in a couple weeks, so I'll see if Malaysia want to roll through and come up there and holler at y'all.
Can you do a little performance when you're on?
Hey, we can do that.
Okay, that sounds great.
We could flow over here too. We'll try to hang with you.
I need a tall girl in the studio. Shoot. Well, thank you so much, Bambi. Enjoy your night. And of course, fans, you can always check Bambi out every Monday night on VH1 on Basketball Wives LA. And of course, you know, go check out her videos, download the mixtape, you know, see what these girls have going on outside the reality realm, because that's, you know, you get one little sliver. You want the rest of the pie, you know? You want to see what is really going on. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold today. I'm trying to push through it.
And we made her get on the mic.
Yeah, they're making me lead. You know, we also have to remind all the fans out there, it is the fall season here at AfterBuzz TV, and AfterBuzz literally has over 55 after shows. Not every single day, but throughout the week, you know. So if you have a favorite show from reality to scripted, we probably have an after show for it, and there are going to be some lovely hosts here that are going to be talking about it and recapping it. And of course, we always want to hear your opinions and your comments. So, you know, make sure you come check it out. After, you know, Bambi mentioned T.I. and Tiny. I'm sure there's an after show for that, so you can stay tuned and check in with that. But yeah, you know, AfterBuzz, we're just trying to give you all the recaps for all of your favorite shows, and with 55 shows, I think we're doing a good job. If I do say so myself, pat myself on the back.
Now, is there any news and gossip? I know we had a lot of exclusives with Bambi on the phone. I wonder what is going on with the show.
You know, there's not.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Scared me.
There's not too much going on with the Basketball Wives ladies outside of the show that we've been hearing about. speaking of Basketball Wives Miami, Evelyn, her first book, The Wives Association, it's going to be turned into a movie, which I'm sure is going to be pretty interesting. I haven't read the book yet. I shouldn't admit that, but haven't had a chance to pick it up yet, but I'm sure it'll be pretty juicy, the movie. Evelyn also dyed her hair brown.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Such a change.
She went dark.
She tweeted out that blondes have more fun, but she was going to see how brunettes do it. So she looks lovely. And then her and Shawnee were in LA over the weekend tending a charity ball. And then, of course, they hit up what every ratchet girl has to do. They went to Greystone last night, and they were getting it popping. She was tweeting all night. She had shots in her hand. So she's having a good time, enjoying LA, enjoying life with her BFF. But not too much going on with the other ladies that we know about.
Last week, I actually, I'm doing some fitness celebrity reporting, and I sat down with A.J. Johnson, who is Ocho Cinco's life coach, and I had asked her, you know, how is he doing, what's going on, and she had said, you know, he's been through a lot. He has a lot to fix. He's, you know, very, still very hurt and stressed and over, you know, the whole divorce that went on with him and Evelyn, but that he's in a better place right now and that she's going to continue to work with him. So you guys could stay tuned to that. Hopefully in a week it'll be up on NicoleBitchie.com, so you guys got to check that out.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, I know Chad's court date got pushed back or something, so who knows what's going on. Poor guy.
Yeah.
He lost it all in a week.
In a matter of seconds.
In a month, about a week. But yeah, other than that, you know, the ladies are staying busy. Laura's been around talking about her weight loss, and the rest of the ladies have been keeping quiet. I know Drea did a shoot just from Twitter where she was draped in diamonds.
Is this 3 covers?
I don't know if this is a cover.
This will be 3 covers.
But she said she was looking like a wife finally, so I guess diamonds equal wifey. But, you know, I'm sure they're all doing their thing, and hopefully we'll have some more juice. I know, you know, the biggest news coming out of this show, unfortunately, this year is that the ratings keep slipping for Basketball Wives LA. So even though it seems like we're getting into the more juicy stuff, they're not really being able to hold viewers, which is surprising. So we'll have to see. I mean, definitely wasn't the case for Miami, so who knows what's going to happen with these
Maybe they're
ladies.
getting the backlash, though, from the Miami controversy.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, editors, VH1, production companies, there's a lot you have to think about. So
yeah, you guys out there, tweet at us, AfterBuzz TV, or us individually. Let us know, you know, what you think about the show so far. You know, are you getting bored, or have you been, you know, slipping away from the TV, or are you still intrigued? Are all the storylines from B&B to Jackie to Drea to everybody, you know, keeping you tuned in? Or, you know, let us know where you think this season of Basketball Wives of LA. I'm like tongue-tied over there. I'm a mess.
Basketball Wives.
Thank you.
You know where we're at. And it's a good thing that we had Bambi call in today, too, because this kind of was, I mean, besides Jackie's, you know, wedding, this was kind of a filler episode. There really wasn't too much that went on. It was everybody talking about the wedding, keep talking about the wedding.
I just feel like all the hype of the wedding, it should have something. I know it was nice to see that nothing big or bad went down, but I just thought it would be more of a gay extravaganza.
Spectacular.
Well, yeah, theatrical.
Yeah, it was just.
That probably concludes our news and gossip, but I wanted to ask you guys how you guys felt.
Spicy's like, stop that music. I can't take it anymore.
That was like my underlining way of saying turn that off.
She got it.
Thanks, Marissa. But no, I wanted to ask you guys, because we just had Jackie in there. Everybody keeps asking me, is she just as crazy in person as she is on the show? And I'm now defending her because when I met her, I felt like, okay, it's so much more, you know, explanation than what the producers give us or how they edit it when you actually speak with her than what they show us on the show. So there's certain ways to justify her behavior after speaking with her. But this next episode that we watch, she's putting on tennis shoes at the pool party, which I thought was a bit premeditated and semi-crazy and was a Laura move where she's doing something just to get attention. And I felt like it was unnecessary. And poor Drea, because you see her face expression, she's not instigating anything. She's not talking smack. Why the heck are you putting on your tennis shoes?
And listen, I like Jackie. She came in here last week. She was very nice. She gave us lots of good scoops.
Very professional.
You know,
Lots of love book.
Lots of good, you know, good little tidbits. But I also think, you know, I think she's an instigator, just like Laura. You know, I think she instigates, and she knows what she's doing. Like pulling out the sucker with Dre in the first place. Now putting on your tennis shoes. You want a reaction, you're gonna get it. But what we saw from the previews is it might not be Drea who gives her the reaction. It might be Brooke.
Yeah.
But that looked like two separate things
but,
going on.
You know, Brooke laid it out originally. She said, listen, if you try and get at Drea, like, I'm going to have her back. That's my girl first. So
all in all, I think, you know, meeting Jackie last week, I thought she was sweet. She was professional. I think she is the perfect candidate to make reality TV.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at her, you know, she's been in the game for a long time, married to a basketball player who's now retired. She knows her role, but she's seen this opportunity where, you know, the girls make fun of her, where she's so much older, like she's not even relevant. She keeps herself relevant.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome to see because, you know, she's not young, she's not dating around, she has a family, she has a husband, she holds it down, and at the same time, she's one of the main draws on the show.
Right.
So I think she's just smart with it. You know, she knows how to be professional when she comes on interviews, you know, she knows how to be liked, and then she knows how to turn it up when she gets on the camera.
Well, I just thought that they would be a little bit more careful with Basketball Wives LA after seeing the controversy with Basketball Wives Miami with the bullying going on. And now we see them kind of instigating fights here this season as well. And putting on your tinny shoes is just like taking off your earrings. You're asking for trouble. And I just felt like that was, you know, a warning to Drea, like, hey, we're about to get it popping right here. And whatever happens next episode, Drea has every right if she feels like she's threatened to defend herself. Okay?
I wonder how fast Drea's heart was beating when she seen her pull out the tennis shoes and start tying them up. It was just like, I don't know. I would feel like, okay, somebody gonna jump in, or what's about to really go down? Did they set me up? I don't know.
Well, with that said, we should probably get into predictions for next week because that's all there was to talk about on the show.
AfterBuzz TV.
Okay, so I have my prediction simply because they kind of dropped some little bits and pieces to us when Jackie and Brooke were having the conversation when they were walking, and she gets her invitation to the pool party, and she forewarns her. She says, if you mess with Drea, I'm gonna jump in. I feel like this next episode, the reason that we see beef between Jackie and Brooke is because she's picking on Drea, and we start to see Brooke defend her homegirl's honor, because the truth is Jackie is twice Drea's size. She's older than her, and we don't see Drea doing that much negative stuff to Jackie for her to be as provoked as she's making it seem, as mad and angry as she is. It seems like Drea's kind of over it, and Jackie's still keeping the fire going. So I think Brooke's going to get a little teed off and go for Jackie's throat.
Yeah, my prediction is that Brooke, because we know that she can make her booty clap from the music video she's been in. I think she's gonna slap her with her ass.
Booty slap.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see two big girls throw it down, and I think Drea might run off.
Yeah, Drea's just gonna sit there and be like, thanks guys for handling my business. I appreciate it.
Basically. Let me go get on this third cover right now.
It'll be recorded
up on this. Well, thank you guys, of course, for tuning in. As always, you can find us here next week, AfterBuzz TV, for the Basketball Wives LA after show. And as always, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at Rebecca Prince TV. And
you can follow me on Twitter at spicy_Mari. You can play with my Twitter day or night.
I was about to say that. I was like, you didn't say play with. And you can follow me on Twitter at Miss Mercedes, MIS Mercedes, and also on Instagram.
And make sure, guys, of course, like we said earlier, rate, comment, tweet us questions, call in. We want to hear from you. It's not about us. It's about you guys, the listeners. So give us what you want, and we'll give it to you.
Thanks so much, you guys. See you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.